The morning arrived quietly in the village, the kind of morning that did not announce itself with noise or urgency. A thin layer of mist rested above the fields, and the earth smelled fresh, as if it had been washed overnight. A young boy named Aaron stepped outside with a woven basket in his hands, his footsteps slow and unhurried. He did not rush because there was nowhere he needed to be except here. The day had already begun exactly as it should. Somewhere behind him, his father watched with a soft smile, knowing that these small beginnings often shaped the calm of an entire life. Aaron walked toward the garden, where rows of vegetables stood patiently under the early light. The leaves were still cool with dew, and the eggplants hung heavy and ripe, their deep color shining gently. He bent down, picked one, then another, carefully placing them into the basket. When the basket grew full, he carried it back with both hands, feeling its honest weight. His father looked inside and nodded with approval, telling him they had plenty now. Aaron's stomach growled, and he laughed softly, admitting that he was hungry. Inside the house, his mother was already preparing for the day. She moved with a practiced rhythm, lighting the stove, washing vegetables, and setting aside herbs. There was no rush in her movements. Everything followed a familiar order, learned over years of repeating the same simple acts. Outside, the village slowly woke up. A distant rooster crowed, and the sound of water moving along the river carried through the open windows. As the sun climbed higher, the family worked together. The father tended to small repairs around the house. Aaron helped where he could, and his mother prepared the meal that would bring them together later. The hours passed gently. Nothing extraordinary happened, yet everything felt complete. By the time evening approached, the air cooled and the lights softened. The family decided to take a walk by the river, just as they often did, following the same path they had followed many times before. The river reflected the sky, and the sound of flowing water matched the steady pace of their steps. Aaron walked between his parents, listening more than speaking. His father mentioned that work would need to be finished tomorrow, his voice calm but tired. His mother gently reminded him that rest mattered too, that even strong hands needed pauses. There was no argument, only understanding. Still, the weight of responsibility lingered quietly in the father's silence. They returned home as the sky darkened and the warmth from the kitchen welcomed them inside. The stove was hot, and his mother reminded Aaron to be careful. The vegetables were placed into the pot, and the familiar sounds of cooking filled the room. Steam rose slowly, carrying comfort with it. When they finally sat down to eat, the food tasted just right. Aaron said so honestly, and his parents smiled, knowing the meal was more than nourishment. It was proof that their day had been lived well. As they ate, conversation flowed easily. The father shared a story about his work, about plans and worries, and about the effort required to keep things moving forward. His mother listened patiently, offering gentle words instead of solutions. Aaron watched them, sensing something deeper beneath their calm voices. He realized that even peaceful lives carried effort, and even quiet days required care. The calm did not come from having no burdens, but from how those burdens were carried together. Later, when the dishes were cleared and the house settled into silence, Aaron lay awake for a moment. He thought about the day, about how nothing exciting had happened, yet everything felt full. There was no grand lesson spoken aloud, but something had settled quietly inside him. In that stillness, Aaron understood that peace was not found by escaping work or responsibility. It was found by moving through them without haste. Watching his parents, he saw that life did not need constant change to feel meaningful. Repetition was not a trap, but a foundation. Each routine day added another layer of strength, another thread of calm. The realization did not arrive like a sudden spark. It came like evening light, slowly fading into certainty. He felt grateful for the ordinary moments, for meals shared, for walks taken, and for work done without complaint. These were not small things. They were the quiet structure holding everything together. He fell asleep knowing that tomorrow would look much like today, and that was not something to fear. It was something to trust. The next morning, Aaron woke and repeated the same small actions. He stepped outside, breathed in the air, and moved slowly. He focused on one task at a time, feeling each movement fully. When he picked vegetables, he did not rush. When he helped his parents, he listened more than he spoke. This simple practice did not require special tools or big changes. It only asked for presence, one breath before starting, one moment of attention during routine work, one shared meal without distraction. In these small choices, calm grew naturally. Anyone could do this, anywhere. Pause before moving. Notice what is already enough. Let routine become rest. As the day ended once again, the village settled into silence, and the house rested in gentle darkness. Aaron carried the lesson forward without needing to name it. Peace grows in ordinary days. Peace grows in ordinary days. If this moment felt familiar or comforting, like, share, and subscribe, and carry a little calm with you.